Welcome to The Explainer. All right, today we're tackling a pretty wild idea. What if everything you've ever been told about failure, about struggle, about what it takes to succeed is just wrong for the world we live in today?
I mean, we've all heard this one, right? It's that classic no pain, no gain idea. The belief that you have to struggle, you have to fail, you have to go through tough times to finally get to success. It's basically been the bedrock wisdom for, well, forever.
But what if that's not true anymore? The source material for this explainer makes a really bold claim. It says that whole way of thinking, it's completely obsolete. The argument is that for today's generation, for the most educated people in history, the rules of the game have totally changed. So let's get into the heart of this. What if we've reached a point where we need to stop seeing failure as this essential, unavoidable step on the path to greatness? Look, according to this view, failure was absolutely crucial back in the day. When humanity was basically just getting started, trial and error was the only tool we had. Every single mistake was a lesson, a brick in the foundation of the modern world. But here's the kicker, and this is the most important part. That phase, it's over. Done. The argument is that we've now built that foundation, we've gathered so much knowledge that moving forward shouldn't be some messy, clumsy process anymore. It should be precise, it should be intentional, and yeah, it should be pretty much flawless. Okay, to really get your head around this, we need to think about human history as a two-act play. And we are just starting Act 2. The source calls this a kind of 3 to 7 rule. Think of it like this. Humanity has already done the first 70% of the work. That was the hard part, the messy part, building the foundation from scratch. Now we're entering the final 30%, the part where we finish the job. And this really lays out the difference, doesn't it? Phase 1 was all about ignorance, hardship, and learning by failing over and over again. But Phase 2? That's all about knowledge, precision, and flawless execution based on what we already know. This isn't just a small shift. It leads to two completely different kinds of work. So, back in Phase 1, people were doing what the source calls jangsa, or trade. You can picture it like a street vendor trying to sell their goods. You try something, it might not work, you lose a little money, but you learn from it and try something else the next day. Failure is expected. It's part of the deal. But now we're in the age of PSYOP, or enterprise. This is a whole different ballgame. Think about building a modern skyscraper. You don't just try things and hope it stays up, right? No way. It's a perfectly planned mission based on centuries of knowledge. Failure is not an option because the foundation is solid. And the claim here is that this is the only path to real success in our new era. So, okay, if the rules of the game have changed this much, what does that mean for us, for today's generation, the most educated generation that has ever lived? What's our calling? And this really gets to the heart of the disconnect. It makes no sense, right? Why would society invest so much time and energy into educating someone, giving them all this knowledge, just to have them repeat the same manual trial and error jobs from the past? It's like training a brilliant architect and then asking them to just deliver newspapers. It's seen as a total waste of the incredible sacrifices made by past generations. Okay, now get ready, because this is probably the most radical idea in the whole thing. The argument is, you don't need to try to earn money. Why? Because the world's material wealth, the money, the gold, the resources, it's already been created. The pie has been baked, so to speak. Think about it. We're not discovering new continents anymore. The map is filled in. The job now isn't to find more stuff, but to figure out how to best use and manage everything we already have. So that endless chase for more wealth, that's a Phase 1 goal. It's old news. The real task for this new generation isn't about grabbing a bigger slice of the pie. It's about asking a completely different question. And that question is, how can we do meaningful and rewarding work? The focus has to shift. It's not just about earning a paycheck anymore. It's about finding, designing, and doing work that actually has a purpose, that adds real value to the world. And this purpose isn't just some vague, feel-good idea. It has a very specific and pretty ambitious goal. The goal is to build what the source calls the inborn Siddhe, the human-centric age. This is about moving past that old dog-eat-dog, survival of the fittest mentality. It's about designing a world where people aren't just surviving, they're actually living, happily, joyfully, and with dignity.
And this is the mission of the educated.
According to this view, this is why our parents and grandparents worked so hard and sacrificed so much. It wasn't just so we could get a decent job and a nice car. It was to create a generation of thinkers, of designers, of architects of society who have the knowledge and the tools to actually build this better world. I mean, that's a huge responsibility when you think about it. So the work now, it isn't about breaking your back with physical labor. It's about using your mind. It's about researching how to make society work better for everyone. It's about designing systems where people can be happy, not miserable. And it's about using all that incredible knowledge we've gained to actually build that new world. So let's bring it all home. If the old goals, just surviving, just piling up wealth, are outdated, and if failure is no longer the great teacher it used to be, then the challenge really lands right at your feet, doesn't it? In this new world, this new era of precision and purpose, the big question isn't, how will I succeed? The question is, what is the meaningful and rewarding work you are here to do? What is the enterprise you are educated to build?